Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why it
Thank
was
you.
no, but we
Yes.
tried before, everything was okay. I don't know why
Okay.
this is
Yes, it
happening now.
happens.
Sorry
It
for
happens.
that. No,
Thank you.
okay, thank you. Because my name, like, okay, you have heard my name now quite often. I am also SIPPO expert since many years. And I was also working together with Denny in Vietnam and in many other countries. We are talking now today, be prepared for the European Fair participation. It's a bit more in somehow also for general topics, how to be prepared. But what are to be prepared is to be prepared for the new normal, which is coming now. And like Denny already was telling, there is sustainability is a key in all regards, because this is a very big topic in the moment and has been forced even now through the pandemic. And sustainability is like a key word in somehow for the entry also of the market, because all buyers, it's very important for all buyers that the sustainability topic, they are promoting also their garments with under sustainability aspects. And this is starting in somehow from the part of fabrics, like also like Denny was telling before, or like this last question was coming in somehow even, it's very much important that because there is this movement a bit from China, which is coming to Vietnam also. And also the matter is the fabrics, because a lot of buyers asking from where the fabric is coming. And the topic is also the price, like Dennis mentioned before. And from that side, it's very much important that there are, and if you go to the fair, that you are able to show from where the fabrics are coming from, and if there are fabrics from Vietnam available, because then you are coming under the EVFTA and you have the tax, the tax advantage, because this is related in somehow to the price. And also it's related to the environmental topic, because then you don't have all the long transport charges, you're reducing the carbon footprint. These are all topics which coming into this part. That's why, like your question before, it's very much important to show that you have fabrics from Vietnam, you are using fabrics from Vietnam, and you can show the advantages in that way. And there is also, in that time now, there is a reset of mindset. In the moment, we are really having difficult times. There was, first it was COVID, then now we have the Ukraine war, and especially our industry is affected a lot. We have here the matter that there is that the prices are increasing, prices for energy are increasing, labor charges increasing, sustainability aspects are asked a lot, but you need money for that to implement. And this is a topic which is very important in the moment. And this is going also for partnerships between buyers and suppliers, because both sides have to manage it. And this is in the moment a big topic in somehow also. I was talking to several buyers, to brands in Germany, to retailers, like maybe some of them of you know even Taco, who was having also some networking event with you already. In the moment, there is this price increase, and it's very difficult to bring that all to the end consumer. And this is the reason why we have to find there some solutions. There's a mindset everywhere. It's starting from the production side, from the buyer side, from the end consumer side. Even the buyers, if they expect a greener world, a better world, but then they have also to pay, they have to pay better prices for garments. And also we have these trends coming from this recycling, upcycling, and also waste management for the circular economy. There are so many parts coming now in these days, and this has to be implemented. And some of the buyers told even that they have to increase, big brands, they have not increased their prices the last 2-3 years. Now maybe they have to increase items in the shops for the end consumer for 10 or 20 euros, which is then affecting the number of sales, because if the price go up, maybe the sales will go down. From that side, we are in the moment, this is the point of this change in the consumer behavior. where we are really in these days having all different obstacles, and we have to see how this will be going. That's why these are the point in the consumer behavior, that you can say that the people are thinking about if they are buying now new garments, if they are buying now garments which are having this recycled content, that they are buying, or they are looking, even these vintage shops are coming more, the second-hand shops or second-hand garments coming more, even for the big brands, that they are dealing with second-hand parts. And then we have the digital transformation, which is what Danny was also mentioning, which coming also inside of this area, that also the buying behavior, or like for sampling, that if somebody is having this 3D sampling, but even for the communication, that maybe traveling will be in somehow a bit less, that like we are now also communicating by Zoom, the world will change. Even maybe digital fashion shows coming, because this all the pandemic has changed in somehow, and forced even a lot. And what I want to say, what is important for you, is determine your unique selling points before you are targeting your buyers. Because before you approach potential buyers, you need to determine your unique selling point. You have to ask yourself, what makes my company different? In what levels, our service level, are my products now fitting into the CSR strategy, especially, which is a big topic? Why I am different from the rest, how I can promote myself. And also that you are aware what is your sales strategy. And also can you highlight yourself? You have to highlight the sustainable aspects in your factory. This is a very important topic, that if you go to Europe, that you have to highlight the sustainable aspects. Also, like developing innovative materials and concept, like this fits a bit more to your question, sorry, before, that it's really important. This is an advantage, is if there you can go maybe into more a vertical direction of production, and if you can offer more innovative materials and concepts also. Or if you think about maybe to go to focus on a niche, in a niche market, like you have seen in somehow that there are in Germany now, it's getting an older market. There are niche markets for that, you say, okay, that you know which client group you want to focus on. And what it's important that you search buyers which are matching to your size of factory, to your MOQs, and for your price and quality level, what you are looking for and what the buyers are expecting. Because if you are looking for high MOQs and then you come for a brand which is looking for high quality, maybe this will not match, but it's even vice versa. Sometimes you have the buyers are asking, or you want the high quality, but the buyers, then they will for sure squeezing you on the price. That's why I was just giving, there are the different groups of international, you have the different categories of the buyers in Germany. There are the agent or importers or traders who will be the intermediaries. And this is they are between you, the customer, or the brand, for example. And there are big agents, like for example, Li & Fung, and they are doing the whole process. But also there are some smaller agents, if you are getting more specialized, like in cashmere silk, baby alpaca, or in some special product groups, then you can find maybe smaller agents. Even me, I was working as an agent, but now this kind of agent that you are working in a special target group, or even with special countries, it's getting less and less, because for the price intense, because the prices are getting decreased. And the buying agent, this kind of agents, or this agent or for importers, they are also getting into some collaboration. Like in Germany, for example, a lot of big groups even buying through the auto agent. And then they have more power. But this is the advantage. It's there, you will be introduced in the field. There is very good contacts, but like before, there is a lot of pressure on price. Then for the fashion brands, in the meanwhile, it depends on the fashion brands. They have, like, for example, in France, Isabelle Marant or Hugo Boss in Germany. They are working with, they're having their own sales, or they having their own sourcing departments. And they are having then also their own offices around the world. From that side, you have then the direct contact, you have the better margin. And normally what is in the moment for the German buyers, they are looking for long-term relationship. Because if you are asking in the moment, there is a change. I was talking in the last weeks with a lot of buyers, and in the moment, because of the supply chain interruption, of the problems also with China, now also because of the Ukraine war, there is a demand in production places in the moment in Europe. And from that side, I know that it's open, there is a possibility to enter into some brands. I know even from big brands, like for trousers, from Tricon, for Brax, for fashion brands, even Hugo Boss is looking for new suppliers. But this was because normally they are talking about long-term relation, but because of this disruption of supply chain and what is happened in the world in the moment, this is the reason why there is a potential and there is a chance to enter into new brands, and there is an openness for that. The difficulties maybe is that they are really expecting a high level on communication, flexibility. They need prototypes very fast. They need salesman samples, often quite big numbers, because they are having the collection, and often this all in a short time. And they have having also then very strict requirements and expectations. And also what you can see is the trend that in somehow you have more different styles, but the order quantities then for the styles are going down. That means that you will have to work often with medium or lower order quantities. Maybe before you got repeat orders. This is in these days not even more like that. There will be more variety in the styles, because nobody wants to keep stock and nobody wants to sell because on the low or reduced prices, which is still going on a lot, and everybody wants to reduce. Also in regards of sustainability, because we have so many garments which are wasted and which are not used and which are spoiled. And from that side, everybody is looking also in that side to reduce the order quantities, to reduce and to increase this number of styles, that there will be no overstock anymore. Then we have the large fashion retailers, and they are distributing through shops and online. And there are their big groups, which are very known. It's Inditex with Zara, Pull&Bear, Massimo Tutti, Bershka, Stradivarius, or then the Swedish group Hennes and Mauritz, which is also quite known. The advantage that you have the simple operation, fast and sometimes big orders. Sampling is also not so big, but the difficulties, they are dealing with the regional buying offices, and they have a high pressure. They have a high pressure then they have the high pressure on price. This is especially also with H&M. But what you have, this depends on the company in some house, as is also then the lead time. That's why, for example, Inditex still produce a lot of items more close to Europe. But the H&M has a different strategy. H&M is more focused on Asia. This is a bit the difference between H&M and Inditex. Then we have the last fashion retailers, which are selling only online. This is, for example, in Zalando in Germany, which is the leading online shopping platform in the fashion industry. And he has reported a total revenue of 10.4 billion euros in 2021. This was, there you can see the pandemic was affecting that. There was like a 30% growth between growth than compared to the year before. And the company wants to reach more than 30 billion euro sales by 2025. They have the advantage, thanks their expertise and big data analysis, that they really know exactly what their buyers want. They react very quickly. There, this digitalization comes also inside. They make their very good analysis, and they know exactly, and they attract also their consumers in that way. And they are having very advanced distribution logistics, the sales volumes. They have very fairly simple purchase operations, and the test orders, they place first test orders, and then the main order will be placed. In the main orders will be then, this depends how the test order runs, then the main order will be having either, could be even quite big quantities. But then this is for the, then you are, the difficulty will then that you have to deliver also then the main order in some, the delivery times getting shorter. And then there is also pressure in prices, because if, like I told before, if the quantity is going up, you always have the negotiations on the prices. Then there is also the mail orders, which is still, especially in Germany, you have still the print catalogs, and you have like Otto, which is quite big. And Otto has stopped now, I think last year, 2 years back, his print version. Other smaller ones, they are still having the catalogs, because they are also in somehow a bit focused on the older, or like on these elderly consumers, like from 50 onwards, because they are not so, not everybody is used so much for this online. That's why they still have the print versions. And there is the matter that you will start with test orders of 300 to 500 pieces in general. And then if these orders went well, you can reach up really big quantities. Then there can be, this depends then on the style and on the sales and on the catalog. But even these catalogs have increased their sales during the pandemic quite a lot. And for that, like I mentioned, you have the pressure is on the delivery terms, because after the first order, the repeat order will be, then you have to deliver very fast, sometimes even in between of 6 weeks. Now, because we are talking a bit about how you want to enter into the European market, it's very important that you are preparing your promotion materials. What you have to do is what you are used, because what you know is that you should have a flyer. In these days, maybe a flyer, it's okay to save paper. It should be not too big, but also instead, or that you put on your flyer, you put a QR code where the companies can find then much more information. What it's important that you have to communicate is who we are, that you have the name, the company name, the location, foundation year, company structure, employees. But what is also important, there you can see, I have just put here just like a structure, how a flyer of A4, A5 can look like. And I put here also the QR code, because in the moment, we are talking about saving paper, saving the nature, and we are living now in the time of digitalization. And from that side, it's very important that you do it and you handle in that way. And I have given here just some small example how such a flyer can look and what kind of information can be at this flyer. And it's also it's important that also here you show your what is your credo of your company, what makes you different from the other ones, that your USP will be visible here. And what is important, like Denis mentioned before, and what is really the door opener, especially in Germany, more than even in other European countries, but it's in general in Europe, but in Germany, really, it's a door opener, the certification and standards. And especially in Germany, if you are not having BSCI, there are not, and if you are not on the entry of BSCI, that you can get it, it's in sometimes even difficult. Some companies even don't accept the companies then to start the business with them. That's why I have given here again the certification and standards. And I want to highlight that BSCI for Europe, and especially for Germany, is a door opener. And also that now more companies looking a bit more for GOTS production, and also that the recycling part and eco labels are important. What you also can prepare is a brochure. Before, everybody has done the nice brochures with on nice papers, and now I think you can prepare, but it's better you prepare a digital brochure and put it on, and you prepare the QR code, because nobody wants to carry paper, and you save the nature. On a digital brochure, it has to be in English. This is this is very much important, that it's done in a correct way, and should have the pictures, which you are sure that they are showing your factory and your products from the most professional and impressive side. And your company CI should be like, it should be like a red line. It should be like through all your promotion material. And like it will be on your visiting card, on your website, on your digital brochure, that you have the CI, it's visible that there is an identification for your company. And if you prepare some video that somebody can get an impression, or that you can show it, which is always good, and that you have, this is also, it has to be short, maybe approximately 2 minutes. It has to be should be in English version, at least with English explanation, and it should give the most all important parts of your factory. It should be like a company visit. It should be clear structured, should be done in a professional way. And it's always good to make it human, show faces, show people, or maybe the owner can explain what's going on, make a tour to your factory, show your team, show faces, to make it a bit human. This is very much important. And highlight if you are in the sustainable way, or if you have some special machines, if you're going, for example, in washing for less water reduction, show your highlights, what you are doing. Also the business card, it's the same thing, that I even here, it could be done with a QR code, which is then linked, which I come here to the next point, to your website. And your website, this is very important, that your website is done, that it's visible on the computer, on the laptop, on the mobile phone, or that it's matching to all the different advices which are in the moment. Because website is in the moment, because especially now, which within the part of digitalization, it's really untraceable. If you are not traceable online, you're missing a lot of promotional opportunities. Because like now also, I'm organizing some buying mission for some other countries, for example, for Tunisia. And if we want to attract buyers, and if we give company profiles and information, but everybody is asking also for the website, and they are checking for the website, because the website is the first hint where you will be visible for the potential buyers. And because also a website is not a large investment, but it's really an excellent opportunity to distinguish yourself and your competitors. And to attract the buyers, make sure that your website contains terms of manufacturers, suppliers, or what you want to highlight, or even if you have some keywords for sustainability, that really put this, that you will get found on Google with the right keywords. Even you can maybe check on Google which one of the companies maybe in Vietnam will be listed first, and maybe you can check how they have done their website, and how it will be then attractive, and to get your inspiration, and that you can also create a good website and that you will be visible. This is just a small summary because it's very important that you promote the strengths, what makes you different, and how you can solve maybe a pain of a buyer, because you have to show what you are really, how you can help a buyer, what the buyer can expect from you, and how he can increase his sales with your services. And it's also important that the website must be always updated, and that you are showing valid certificates and standards. Often there are websites and then the certifications are outdated. This is not a good impression. This is really important that all these parts have to be done and have to be always updated. And how to attract visitors. This is also, if you go to a fair, don't miss up the deadlines because there are always deadlines, that you have the entry into the fair exhibitors catalog. You have the online exhibit, that you are on the online exhibitor list. Then also that you do a banner in your communication. If you're doing emails, notify your customers and business partners about your trade fair participation. And also include it on your company's website, that you already can make promotion for the fair on your website. You can do newsletter mailing to your existing customers and buyers. And what is important in these days is the social media to spread information. It's very much important that you promote your company online, that you will be visible also on the social media, that you are connecting with your buyers already before the fairs, that try to be like, for example, there's LinkedIn, a very nice tool, which is having this, which is growing a lot. And they have also this group for the apparel sourcing, where they have already 38 members, or there's also apparel textile sourcing with 21 members. They are even getting conversations in between. And I think this is a good tool. Then you have the online search engine, and then also paying for ads to promote your company, and advertorials. It's like you have to pay sometimes also, that you will be more visible. Then there is another possibility, is that you can find buyers via sector association. And I have listed here just a few. The following sector associations are the most important in Europe. And they are having this is now the international ones. This is like the EAF, and they represent the sector association, brands and manufacturers in the trade and sourcing issues. And then there are the European Branded Clothing Alliance. They have more than 60 member companies, and Eurocommerce represents the interest of 31 big retailers and wholesalers and 13 retail federations in Europe. And then I have here some of these national sector associations. For in Germany, for example, there's German Fashion, and they have around 350 members. And they have also some there is SIPPO group. It's a member of German Fashion, or a special group for the workwear, which is included in the German Fashion. But there are the links, and you can have a look there. And even on these websites, you can find the names of their members. Then you know which brands or which companies are members of these associations. And also what is good, maybe what is good for Vitas, or is that they are making some connections with these organizations, and that they can work together, they can organize some events together. I think this is a big advantage, is there's a link between the associations in Vietnam and the international and national associations. There's a Fashion Council in Germany, which is having another 100 German profession brands and retailers. Then for France, it's FHCM. It's a high-end, for the high-end apparel brands. Then here is the UK Fashion and Textile Association with more than 400 brands and designers. There is a Mode Swiss, and they are representing the interests of the Swiss market or the textile market. And there is Modind. What is another topic if you go to a fair is the sample preparation and presentation. I just have summarized a bit the criteria if you go for a national stand or if you go to a fair, that you know what you want to achieve. You have to make your question in the sample selection, what you want to achieve with your displayed samples, that you also know with how many samples you can exhibit. It's not the number of samples. It's not if you say, okay, you miss a chance if you maybe have to reduce your samples for 10, 15, 20 pieces maximum instead of 100. The matter is that you really show samples which are telling what you are able to do, showing your quality, showing what you are, how you are producing, showing what kind of machines you have. I think your samples will speak for you. That's why it's not only the number of samples, it's also the quality of samples and what the samples are showing. And then there are these points, how big is the exhibition area? This is what I was telling before. What do the samples have to say? I think the samples are like your business card. The samples are speaking to your buyers. Then it's also important that you show the standards and certifications, that should be also, you talk about it with your samples, and which special machines are available in your factory. For example, if you have like pocket machine, welding machine, or if you have some other special finishing machines, if you are in jeans, there is a lot of that you have maybe for laser, if you have also highlight, if you have these Genologica machines for washing or whatever, all this has to be shown and mentioned somewhere. Sorry. And then the sample sizes should be like you prepare the sample in one size, M, maybe mainly for ladies, M or L for men's. And then this is a small topic, but hangers should be not out of plastic. Use sustainable or recycled materials. Use maybe wooden hangers, which you can use often, because now even some fairs, they are even asking for brands. They are having sustainable requirements for attending the fair, especially for brands that they have to use wooden hangers. They should avoid a lot of plastic. They are really showing up with some rules in regards of sustainability. And also you should show them that you are thinking about even in your presentation of your sample. Then you should have some identification for your logo, especially if you go for a national pavilion, that everybody can identify you. You have to have hang tags, which should be fixed, if possible, on the same price, same position, and that they are showing the information about size, material, where to fix, content, company logo, and materials. Because the sample presentation, like I have put here some picture, it's a matter. This is like I told before, it's a first impression on a potential client about your skills, even maybe about it's representing the way of your work capabilities, and they have to show the information and specification. But yeah, they have to be really, this is the matter how it will be presented. It should not look like a shop where you get everything. It should be show where you are strong and where you are good. And then there is the communication documentation at the fair. What is important? Be prepared for bias and question. Like there was this question before, fabric sourcing is a big topic, especially if you come from Vietnam, because like for this environmental part, for the CO2, for the carbon footprint, it's really, maybe it will be good if you can have fabrics, or that you can explain from where you have your fabrics from, because it doesn't make sense if fabrics coming, maybe still it's like that, but fabrics from Europe to Vietnam and going back to Europe, in the way of environmental part, it's maybe not the best promotion. That's why you have better chances. And this we have seen also on the networking event. I think if somebody was there with Tricorp, they ask if there are fabrics available and in Vietnam, and they are highly interested to get even in contact with the fabric suppliers to be informed what kind of fabrics are available in Vietnam. Then you have this EVFTA, which is the topic where it's this tax reduction to promote the market access, which is also the topic of price, close to region sourcing to reduce carbon footprint. And what is starting more and more is the availability of recycled yarns, recycled fabrics, waste management, and these, and also that you can say if you are working on this organic or bio cotton, which are topic. You also have to clearly communicate with services you are offering, if it's CM or if you do the CM production, or if you can do the full production. If you have involved design, pattern making, and also you should also inform here for your what kind of measure, what is your setup for all your machines, what you are having. Then there is a discussion that you will be prepared for prices, MOQs. What is a big topic in the moment is the freight charges. I hope there will be a change coming a bit, because this is also spoiling the price, especially for the small quantities, then for the lead times, and for the certification of standards. In that part, these are the important questions where you should be prepared if you want to go to Europe. Here, this is just from my side, documentation at the fair. This is afterwards for you. I think this, I know everybody who is in the business, that you make a professional, that you make your notice what the name of the company, but that you know what kind of topic, which kind of buyer, if it's an important buyer, in which sector the buyer is from, what is the products, what he is looking, and that you have your notes of your meetings, and also what will be the next steps. And don't forget, what is very important is communication. If you make contacts, it's very much important that you really follow up with your communication, because communication is a matter of trust building. Communication is a door opener. And if you are slow in communication, and if you are not well in communication, then you are losing the buyer who might be having interest with you. Here, this is just, I don't go through now, this is just a checklist what you can prepare if you go to a fair, and that you have done everything from your end. That was now the part from my side. Get ready for the fair. Thank you very much. If you have some questions,